Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 2 of the International Boys Conference 2024. We're excited to have you all. Thank you so much for joining us. Hello, everyone. I can see you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. I can see the chat room. Please go to the chat room. Tell us where you are joining us from. Let me see where you're joining us from. We are excited to have you. Yes, we are still celebrating our boys. It's the week for our boys. It's the month for our boys, and we are still celebrating them. Please go to the chat room, our lovely parents, and let us know where you're joining us from. Hey, hello, Tosin from Lagos. I see you, Cordelia from Nottingham. I see you, Glory from Cote d'Ivoire. Amazing. I see you, Robert from Lagos, Daniel from Kano, Layo. Thank you for joining. Raymond from Abuja, Eluchi from Lagos, Kemi from Otta. Amazing. Thank you for joining us. I see somebody joining us from Sweden. Thank you so much for being here. We're excited to see you. We're excited to have you here. And yes, this is the moment for parents. Hey, this is the moment for parents. And let me tell you the sweet thing. Our speaker is already here. She's here and she's ready. Go to the chat room if you're ready and put me some fire emoji. Let me see you put me some fire emoji to say that I am ready. I am ready for some reformation. I am ready for a 360 degrees turn around. Go to the chat room, put me some fire emoji. Tell us you're ready. Let's know you're ready. Give us your fire emoji. Thank you, Cordelia. I can see them. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Peace Deem, I see you. Coach Wendy is ready. And you know when Coach Wendy comes ready, she comes with a sword and yet with love on the other hand. She's ready for us. And we're excited that she's here. She's going to be taking us on the exciting topic of Kingmaker, raising generational and global giants in these days. I think it's a topic every parent needs to listen to. It's a class no parent must miss. This is a session for parents. The boys will have their session come up at 6 p.m. But this is a session for parents. Parents, you know now. I know you are aware. You're aware of what is about to happen. So we're going to go straight into this, right? Our speaker is here already. I am ready. I am pumped and ready to be flogged. I know she's going to flog us. It's normal. I know, but we'll all be all right. Okay, so we're going to roll up an impact story right away. You listen to the story of our boys, after which we'll come up again and welcome our very dear mentor, the mother of parents. She will be coming up after the impact story. Please don't go away.
Hello everyone, my name is Prince Israel Otache Achebulu. This journey has started a very long time ago, since 2018. Before I met Coach Ebuka, my life used to be very rough. I had no peace, I was confused, and a lot of conflicts were going on in my life. Back then, 2018, in Living Faith Church, Durumi, we were in for a Wednesday communion service at the youth church. So I excused myself out. I went and smoked some cigarette, and when I returned back, Coach Ebuka approached me and he spoke a lot of things with me and made me understood a lot. So from that time, this journey has really come a long way. He made me to discover and also to know the mantle God has given me, the work God has given me to do, the male seats from my family, because I come from a royal home, I solemnly depend on me to be broken from a pattern. Glory be to God. I could at a point be able to open up with the kind of person he is, with the kind of love, the affection he showed, despite the fact that we went astray at a point. Even when I was in school, I was a drug addict, I was a smoker, I was hard drugs addict, I was also a fornicator. At the point, the center of my life had no meaning. I kept companies which I was not supposed to keep. I was also involved in the confraternity, the Save the Boys initiative. This is an initiative of transformation. Despite my back and front, at the point I wasn't supposed to graduate from school, but glory be to God. I could digress a little into my testimony, to make a whole of these things better. This is a story I want to give to have an impact on the life of the younger ones coming up, which is very important. I want you to really know that there is nothing God cannot do. And when you learn to open up to the right people, God helped me. I had a mentor whom I could confirm in, I could open up to, I could say a lot of things to. He always made me to understand there's no need being shy. I could open up, I could say things to him with the kind of relationships he kept with me. Things my own biological father could not even listen to me. He listened to me, he heard me out. Close to my final year in school, I had issues with my dad. There was no peace. He was more of like a father to me. He was the only one I could confide in. He gave me a lot of support, physically, spiritually, and financially too. I tapped into that grace. Glory be to God. I enjoy that grace today. As a result of him not giving up on me, with his prayers, his encouragements, and his support, I can boldly tell you that God has done a lot of work on me today. I can boldly tell you today, to the glory of God, I'm drug free, I'm free from all addictions, free from sexual perversions, all of the addictions. Save the Boys initiative. This is a spiritual arrangement and organization that has been put in place by God to amend the broken ones coming up. So please, I urge you at this point, when you get the opportunities, for this man to give you his listening ears, it's good for you to open up, you speak up, because a lot more is going to be done physically and spiritually, and it's going to help you. You go a long way. Thank you, and God bless you.
Welcome again. Thank you for not going anywhere. Thank you for staying with us.
Thank you.
If you're just joining us, this is day 2 of the International Boys Conference.
Oh, yeah?
An event put together to celebrate our amazing boys all over
the world.
And this is a session for parents. So parents, if you're a parent, you're in the right place. If you're a teacher,
yes,
you are in the right place. This is for parents,
absolutely,
for teachers, stakeholders of boys. We have something to tell you. You need to hear.
Interesting.
And yes,
the King of Boys is here. Though I've been querying the Queen of Boys that they've not given me my International Day of the Boy Child gifts.
Up to now.
I see, yes, up to
what
now.
What are they waiting for?
I don't know, Coach Wendy. We need to tell Coach Cool Ladies, please. I need my gift. I'm a boy. All right. Thank you, parents. Thank you for joining. But if you have not shared this link with somebody, then you're not doing the right thing. Every parent needs to be here. We need at least 1,000 parents in this chat room. The wrong things are going viral, and we must make the right things go viral. Share with every parent, share with every school owner, share with every parent group. They need to be part of this transformation, and let's make this happen. We can't do it. Let's do that now. Thank you. All right.
So we'll be rolling up her profile.
Oh, yes.
After which we will welcome her in a special way.
Yes, that is my mama.
And my
the
mother.
Apostle of fire.
The mother
the
of parents.
Of parenting.
The bishop and Mama
the
Cathedral.
Herself,
the one and only.
The one and
the authority
the emperor, the conqueror.
The lion.
The lion is here. No, you're welcome.
You're welcome,
please,
Mama.
Her profile can be read in 1 week. Let's just do
please,
the summarized version. Thank you.
Wendy Ologe is the foremost parent coach in Africa, who believes that her calling to parents will change the next generation of people in Africa. She is the founder of the Intentional Parents Academy, a coaching outfit dedicated to equipping parents and intending parents to intentionally raise their children positively, especially in the face of our decaying societal values. Wendy aims to lead parents with everything it takes to raise an excellent child mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and psychologically. Because she believes that parenting the next generation better is the way to have a better world tomorrow. She helps parents parent with peace and calm. She believes that parenting isn't about tips and hacks, but a process that walks a child through the 18 years of their lives with the parent as a guide. The Intentional Parent Academy has several programs and courses that helps parents run through a process that helps them raise their children intentionally. TIP Academy runs the famous Inner Circle program for parents, a program that takes parents through a yearly process that has impacted families and generations to come. She is the author of many best-selling parenting books, including Connect to Correct, Walking Your Child Through Puberty, The Discipline That Works, From Yelling to Calm, Resolving Sibling Rivalry, Parenting Launch Plan, Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro Volume 1, and her latest 3 publications, Raising the Independent Thinking Child, How to Love Your Child More, and Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro Volume 2. She has also authored 20 other parenting guides. All are available in Nigeria and on Amazon. Her work experience includes years in international non-governmental organizations with over 10 years of experience in USAID leading projects. Wendy also has experience in the banking sector. She likes to refer to her husband as the governor and a god. Their union of 14 years is blessed with 2 biological children, a set of twins. Wendy Ologe, now speaking.
Welcome, Mama Cathedral. Yeah. Welcome, the mother of parenting. The full stop on parenting. The one that comes in without a question
Can
mark.
your mother ever be?
Can your mother can?
She can.
She can. Your mother cannot
See,
can like our
see
mother.
my mother shining now.
Lion cannot give birth to
Man,
Welcome, Mama.
welcome, Mama.
We're
We're glad
excited
to
to have you, and we are ready to be flogged.
Oh yes,
We shall be all right. Welcome, Ma. You have the floor, Ma.
Thank you so much, Coach Ebuka and Coach Ruth Ede. I am so privileged to once again be part of the amazing work that the both of you are doing. I'm not just part of it. I've seen you guys do this over and over again. And anytime that I see the conference happen, I'm always, excited, sometimes move to tears. And I want to say congratulations to you guys. Congratulations for what you do for the boys. I have seen you guys do this with so much passion. I don't think I've seen it anywhere else. In the face, in truth, at the back, behind. And I have been privileged to see you guys, even in your downest times, still pushing this narrative, still pushing this agenda. May God bless you. And I pray that as you push it, that your reward will be here, that the Gentiles and kings shall come to the brightness of your rising. Amen. Thank you so much. Let's go. And yes, it is International Boys Conference 2024, day 2. The first thing that I want to say to you is that if you're here, celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself. Hey, I see Inner Circle parents. They go where I go. This one, shout out to you guys. And I also want you, number 2, to invite someone to this conference. If you know a boy, you have a boy who is not registered at this conference, you're wrong. I want you to right now go on Facebook, take a screenshot, tag the Save the Boys initiative, tag Wendy Ologe. You find me anywhere, I'm the only one. Every other one is fake. And tell somebody to tell someone to come into the session. I heard Coach Ebuka say something when we were about to start, and he said, the wrong things go viral, and we'll watch it. We're done watching the wrong things go viral. Right now, we are in the place where the right things must go viral. So if this is not going viral, it is our fault. It's not the fault of the world, because the world never rewards the silent and the skilled. The world rewards the loud and the bold. And shout out to the governor. I can see him in this chat session. Thank you so much for being here. Today, I've been charged to speak the Kingmaker, raising global giants in a highly challenging world. One of the things that, if you heard me speak, is that I love the process of making kings. I love the process of making kings. It is something that intrigues me. Last weekend, I was in Warri, and I found myself going to go and see the Olu of Warri's kingdom. Anytime I get into a space where there is, that system of royalty, I want to access it, because I understand that it is not by chance you raise a king. You do not, people are not installed in, you don't chance it. You don't just become a king by chance. There is something about kingship. There's something about kingship that must intrigue you. So this year, our theme in the academy, the Intentional Parents Academy, is raising kings. Those who make kings and those who sit on the table with kings. So today, I'm going to be speaking to you on that. How do you become a kingmaker? How do you raise a king? How do you get your children to sit on the table with kings? How do you get your children to become kings themselves? One of the things that I have seen that is a huge challenge, especially in Africa, is that we think that we have the time to just start parenting anytime we want. So we have boys, and your boys are growing, and they're growing in so much comfort without responsibility. And then we tell ourselves, oh, with time, they're going to get over it, it's going to be okay. We don't start early. We are always starting late. And that's why that prayer, may the years that the cankerworm have eaten, may it be restored. We like restoration prayer a lot. We like the line of mercy instead of the line of grace. God has given us the grace to be able to access wisdom to do this the way we should. But we constantly find ourselves where we abdicate our responsibility, and then we stand on the line of mercy. And I pray that today you're going to see your parenting differently and begin to actually also do things differently. Now, understanding the challenges of raising children in a rapidly changing world. One of the things that I want you to understand is that the world is going to change and continue to change. One of my mentors would say that the world is fast, furious, and even very furious. So it's never going to change. It's never going to be according to your terms. A few days ago, it was Femi Razros that shared something on the internet, and then it was shared on Instagram Nigeria, where he was saying, if a girl does not have a father who is present, that girl is going to battle with her sexuality. And people came and said, are you saying that all of us are prostitutes who don't have fathers and all of that? People came at him, and I gave a summary under the post. And somebody came at me to say, oh, what do you mean? All these things. I said, well, the world and the principles of the world is not according to your terms. The fact that you do not have the things that you're supposed to have, the fact that things that not your circumstances does not align to what it is that God has actually created, it doesn't change the principles of God. Now, the challenges that we have, the challenges are there. It's never going to change the principles of parenting. It does not matter the amount of challenges. It does not matter the amount of challenges the world will experience in parenting. The principles remain the same. The principles remain the same. It's not according to your terms. It's not according to your circumstances. It's not because you have 10 jobs, you cannot feed 10 children. No, the principles are the same. And the moment you actually get into principle, kill the principle, you get things wrong and everything goes wrong. So at the heart of parenting are principles. So what are some of the challenges we are seeing today? Technological advancement, changing family structures. Now, the traditional nuclear family model is evolving. We have a number of families, diverse structures, single parenting, what we call the baby mama, the blended family thing. We even have the gay system. Don't kid yourself. These things are real challenges that are facing us. Now, another one is the pressure of academic success. More than ever before, we now have academic success pressure. I'm currently writing a book called The Trophy Child. And all I'm saying is that every one of us now want to raise a trophy child today, and thereby pressuring, raising people who cannot navigate their world because we are not able to actually look at things differently. Another challenge is globalization and cultural diversity. It's going to continue to happen. Now your children have access to all of the things at a one foot, finger. The world is globalized more than ever before. Another challenge is mental health and well-being. With the event of technology, social media, you can see that mental health has become a big issue today. Children are committing suicide like no man's business. People are going crazy like no man's business. Today, I still saw a 10-year-old who committed suicide because he was bullied. Is he going to stop bullying in the world? No, it won't. No matter how many people die out of the fact that they were bullied. And that is not me being insensitive. That is me telling you that you need to step up your game, because parenting does not work according to your circumstances. Neither does it work according to your particular dynamics. There are principles. The moment you come against principles, you crush the process of raising a child. Your success story is according to the principles you follow. Anything that works with principles, because even our God is a God of principles. Another challenge we're having is environmental sustainability. Yes, the impact of climate change is becoming increasingly evident. Parents are asked, you see the climate change, environmental thing, and all of that. There's also the challenge of balancing work and family life. More than ever before, we're struggling. We're struggling with work because these days some of us need to do 10 jobs, 20 jobs. We're trying to balance it. We're trying to do everything that we need to do. Yet, it does not stop the principle that will make you be able to raise people who are outliers. Now, understanding this challenge is what empowers you to proactively address them. These challenges are real, but your response to these challenges are man-made. These challenges are real, but your response to these challenges are man-made. You will decide how you respond to them. When it comes to parenting and raising boys, our responses will differ according to the knowledge we have per time. Why do you think that one person is able to get the same thing that we're struggling with right, and another person is struggling with it and giving all the excuses? Because our responses is a determinant to the kind of people we will raise. In the times of the Bible, you find out that even the ones who were ordained kings, the ones who were crowned kings, it was the same challenge every other person went through that they also went through. But the response to this challenge is what makes the difference. And what is going to be the base of the response to these challenges? What is going to be the base? Why is there even a struggle? Let's even look at that. Why is there even a struggle with our response to these challenges when it comes to raising boys? Number one is toxic masculinity. There's a perpetuation of toxic norms that glorifies the aggression, that glorifies dominance, that glorifies emotional suppression. And these things have, they are detrimental to the health of our children. So when you begin to actually look at this thing, they limit you from how you respond to these challenges. Toxic masculinity. If you don't know it otherwise, it's going to stop you. Another thing that can limit you from how you respond to these challenges is limited role model. Limited role models. Somebody help me write that in the comment section. Limited role models. We have a problem. We have a pandemic in our hands, and we have not even realized it. Our children are being role modeled by every Tom, Dick, and Harry, our boys especially. If you want to raise a man, if you want to raise a boy, put a model in front of the boy. It is so important. as important, as important as anything. Boys face diverse male role models who demonstrate very unhealthy expression of masculinity. The problem is that the people who are role modeling for our boys do not know how to also model for a man themselves. That's the problem. So we can't respond that quickly if we do not have the people who have been able to train themselves to be able to position. And many times when we actually look at it, we saw fathers give all kinds of excuses why they won't be in a session like this. And our boys continue to struggle. I tell the parents in the inner circle, in everything you do, try, fight, be sure that your spouse is parenting with you for the sake of your children. Of course, this contributes to the narrow understanding of what it means to be a man. And it limits the boy. And it limits the boy. It limits them. It narrows them. It limits their aspirations, their opportunities. Show me a boy who didn't have the right role model, and I will show you a boy who is going to struggle for the rest of their lives. For the rest of their lives. Limited role model. So our response is according to the things that is around us. And the next one is emotional literacy. But we have inadequate emotional literacy and coping skills in our system. So, of course, one of the things that is happening is that we are now finding that we can't respond to these challenges because our emotions are limited. So you have a challenge in parenting. These challenges are real. Like I said, the response you give to these challenges are man-made. They are man-made. So lack of emotional literacy is a big deal. And I say all the time that if you are going to parent, the first thing you want to do is to grow, it's not to parent. The first responsibility for a parent is to grow, it's not to parent, because in your growth is your becoming. When you become, then you can now stand as a model to your children. And that's why I say my favorite quote, parenting is about you. Parenting is about you, because without a you, there is no parenting. There is no parenting. So how do you want to respond if you yourself do not have the emotional responsibility, the emotional capacity, the emotional standpoint to be able to respond? And then the last one, lack of knowledge. Our response is limited because of the kind of knowledge that we have. Are there problems with this challenge? Yes. Is there a problem with family structure? Yes. Today I was listening to the governor teach at his normal live session, and somebody asked the question, what do we do since my husband lives abroad and then I live here? Changing family structure. Your response to it is because you do not even understand that marriages are not created for families to live apart. That's even the first thing. But you don't have that first knowledge. So you're going to make your decisions according to the knowledge that is available to you per time. Somebody shared something on social media today. He said, somebody comes and says, I sell yogurt and I've made 1 billion naira selling yogurt. You come from your small place of selling yogurt for years and struggling and say, how can she ever make 100 million from selling yogurt? It's a lie. It's not the same yogurt that we're all selling. It's not the same, my dear. It is not the same. The Bible says that the journey of the foolish man, weary yet, every single one of them, because they do not know how to go to the city. There is a way to the city. And if you do not know how to get to the city, you are going to be weary and you will not get there. So it's not the same. So why not wear what we call humility abada in the academy and learn how you will get there? How you will get there? Your response will be according to the knowledge that you have. How do I become a kingmaker? How do I become a kingmaker? As a parent, you have me say again and again that you are a custodian of 3 T's. You're a custodian of time, you're a custodian of treasure, you're a custodian of talent. You see these 3 T's? So when parents come to me and say, I don't have time, I really don't have time with all these things that we're all saying. I can't really attend classes. But you can watch football for 4 hours. Premier League. fathers sit down on TV, watch Premier League for 4 hours, and then they say they don't have time for all these parenting things. But like I say, if you don't do the time now, you will do the time later. Either way, you pay the price. Either way, there is a price to pay. Time, you're a custodian of time. Nobody raises a king without application of time, because time is the currency of destiny. I said that again. Nobody raises a king without putting in time, because time is the currency of destiny. It's the currency of destiny. What time do you have? Without time, which is a determining factor for treasure and talent. If you do not have time, you can't find treasure in your child, you can't find the talent. Because it takes time to be able to cultivate the other trees. So the first T is a determining factor for the other trees. So you're a custodian of time, you're a custodian of treasure, and you are a custodian of talent. For you to become a kingmaker, you must understand how. You must understand why. You must understand who a kingmaker is. And I usually say that he who knows why is greater and bigger than he who knows how. So your how is not enough. I know how to do it. It's not enough. Why are you doing it? Are you taking the position of being able to do it? Do you know that your position supersedes your strategy? There's a positioning to take to actually be able to raise a king. There is a positioning to take. Are you in that position? You require that position first. Number one, you need to understand that as a kingmaker, you must understand why a king must be excellent and you must trade excellence. I call it AKA wisdom. You know, many times I listen to parents and they say, oh, you know, my child is talented in this, and me, I'm, you know, this, I'm doing it, we're just trying, and all of that. I leave you with an excellent scripture in Isaiah 60. He says, kings, he said, the Gentiles shall come to your light, and that kings will come to the brightness of your rising. Kings don't come to light. Kings do not come to light. Ordinary light, no. The Bible says it will come to the brightness. Hey, there is work to do for that light to shine, for kings to come. You know, there are two options really in raising children. It's either you're raising a king or you're raising a slave. Either way, you're raising someone, and it's okay, because there must be slaves to serve the kings of the time. So when we say, oh, just, you know, so we battle mediocrity. We battle mediocrity, and then we don't understand that without he said kings shall come. He did not say you go and meet kings. He did not say you go and lobby for kings. Your light will shine so bright that because kings are connected with excellence. It's only excellence that it can connect with. And that's why, you know, say the Gentiles shall come to your light. The ordinary people will come to the normal light. But it's only kings that will come when your light shines so bright. Because your light needs to be so bright that you attract people at that place. In the system of kingship, excellence is at the core. Stop raising mediocre people. Stop raising people who just, you know, will just do things anyhow. Stop raising people with, we turned out okay. We turned out okay mantra. Okay is not excellent. Okay is just okay. We're not talking okayness here. We are talking excellence. We are talking excellence. Evaluators. A kingmaker is thorough. A kingmaker is an evaluator. A king himself is an evaluator. So whether you're going to sit on the table with a king, or you're going to be a king, or you're going to raise a king, evaluation is very key. Evaluation is very key. Are you evaluating? Are you identifying, you know, people who actually demonstrate excellence to be able to actually link them up? Are you looking at track records? Are you reviewing? Ability to inspire others. It is also part of the evaluation that you need to make. It's part of the evaluation. When you are going on your journey every day, are you asking yourself, who am I? Where am I? What am I doing? What am I able to deliver? I was speaking in a session recently, and I said to them that when the scripture wrote that verse, when he said, be ye followers of them who through Christ, the them, it is not of private interpretation to anybody. That them is all of us, every single one of us. And if you've not gotten to the place where you have become them, where you have become them, then there's something wrong with that process. So it is important that you understand that evaluation will include commitment to excellence. Are you looking at your life as a parent and asking yourself, this thing I'm doing, is it really okay? Have you been able to go back to where you're coming from as a kingmaker and ask yourself, where I'm coming from, will it stop me from being able to access that table? Do you know that on the table of kings, there is a way to speak, there's a way to dress, there's a way to talk, there is how to do, there is what to do. You don't just come in anyhow. No, you don't. I was privileged to speak in a panel session in the US, and I was the only African on that panel session. And I remember the evaluation that had to take place for us to meet this woman who was highly placed. She was 30. It wasn't about her age. No, it wasn't about her age. It was about the office that she occupied. There was so much evaluation of the process because they wanted to actually bring excellence to the system. They told us what to say. How will we dress? You are here saying it doesn't matter. My son can do anything. Me, I can do anything. Have you evaluated yourself to see where you are? How are you dressing? Are you evaluating to see whether you will be the one? Can you become that person who is leading a system of kings? Can you be that person? Can you be that person? When King Samuel was being anointed and King David, right? Samuel carefully evaluated the sons of Jesse. See, your child is not going to be picked because it's just your child. No, nobody celebrates anybody because they are good, because goodness in itself is not a skill. There was something that Samuel was looking for. He evaluated Jesse, identified the future king of Israel. Even though Jesse presented the older one, the more outwardly impressive son, Samuel recognized the inner qualities that David carried: faithfulness, humility, courage, excellence, leadership. That's what made him anointed. That is what made him anointed. We say this thing, and God does not call the qualified. He qualifies the call. I hear you. But there's something in you that God is looking for to call you. So all this or no, we use it to give excuses, not to evaluate our processes, and not to also walk through excellence. Stop it. The next one is expertise. A kingmaker possesses expertise. Kings possess expertise in identifying and nurturing leadership potential. There's a deep understanding of the qualities and the characteristics, right? Characteristics that will make an effective leader, as well as the strategies. There are strategies, there are techniques in supporting emerging leaders. Expertise. What kings do is that when they are raising kings, they bring in people to teach the king how to walk, they teach the king how to dance. I was looking through the process of the kingship in England, right? If you are part of the crown is that you're going to go through the military. Every single one of their sons go through the military. It was the Jews that I was reading about. There's something about their sons going through a military kind of training in different capacity, expertise. They bring in experts. See, when you're building a mansion, you need experts. When you're building a shanty, you need nobody. So all this, I can do it on my own. And what did our parents learn anything before they learned? They didn't learn, but they didn't raise kings either. So you need to ask yourself, what do I need to do? How do I need to go through it and be able to also present everything? What do I need to bring in on my journey? Your son needs a mentor on his journey. He needs someone he can relate with, closer to him than to you. That's part of the expertise process. You need to learn from a system. You need to learn from people who have gone ahead. The Bible said, you know that place where it said, be ye followers of them. You will be a follower and you will be them. It is for you. No part of the scripture is of private interpretation to anybody. It's for all of us. You are a follower, you are them. So as you are them, people are following you. Also follow it. That's how it is. That's how it works. Because you will actually be able to run. So stop the excuses of, oh, our parents didn't have to learn anything. Oh, who are our parents? All these ones that they are teaching us, oh, they want to collect our money. I don't get it. We should not collect money to actually be able to do things we need to do. You should pay for a book. You should pay for a class. I was humorously telling the parents in Warri, I said, if it was the video that was coming down to that Warri, you guys are all going to pay 100K per seat. If it's the video that is coming live and telling you to pay, you're going to pay. Are we joking? Is that a joke? You will pay for expertise. It's not free. Buy the truth and sell it not. So when people try to begrudge us who are on the impact journey to say, must everything be sold? Yes, you're going to pay for it. Because people spend their time. When you see people who are actually able to do things in this magnitude, sweat, blood has gone into it. Has gone into it. Honor is the rewarding of the excellence of people. Don't trivialize it. And part of your payment is part of honor. Take your boy to a boy mentoring session. You cannot do that work. You don't know that by the time your child is taken to 10, he has moved from first floor. You will be on fourth floor. You'll be on fourth floor. Meanwhile, you are there thinking that you still have all the influence, all the you are the most important person, but you're not the most influential. Unfortunately, number one is their peers. Number two is the other adults. If you don't replace it intentionally with a system that is structured, they will choose Naira Marley as the other adult. They will choose Beyonce as the other adult. They will choose, what's this mad one's name? Bob Risky as the other adult. But look at you now. Are they not the people that you're following? That's what tells you that any vacuum you leave in parenting, it never let vacuum. Something occupies it. There is expertise on this journey. There is expertise. There is what to do. There is what to do. Pay for expertise. That's how Kingmakers work. That's how they roll. I was reading about, the royal family in England, and I saw where they said they bring in eloquent speech trainers to train their children on how to address people. And then you're just there, saying all kinds of things, saying no, it's not, I can't do it. And tomorrow you want to be a king, you want your child to be a king. No, it doesn't work like that. It is what you sow. You can't sow rice and you want to reap yam. It's what you sow, you reap. It's parenting. Parenting is seed time and harvest. And it's also, very important to note that parenting is covenant. For those of us who are just listening and say, I don't need all this professionalism thing. I will just pray to my God and then my parenting will just be all right. Newsflash. Parenting is a covenant. If your part isn't done, God is not committed. Ask Eli. Eli didn't fail because he didn't pray. Eli prayed. He was a priest, but he failed. David didn't fail because God didn't love him. David was reputed to be the beloved of God. Let's leave the scriptures. Let's come to real life. Oral Roberts was one of the biggest televangelists that we have today. His son committed suicide because he became gay. His grandson presently leads the gay community in Los Angeles. Anointing does not raise children. You can be anointed and still fail as a parent. You can raise the dead and raise idiots. You heard me say that before. You can raise the dead and raise idiots. There is nothing. There is something needed for you to actually be able to raise people. You must find it. God doesn't raise children. If he does, he would have sent himself to come and raise his only son, Jesus Christ. Yet, he sent him to a people, to human beings, just to show us that parenting is our job, not his. Let's go. The next one is empowerment. Empowerment. Kingmakers empower individuals to reach their potential and become effective leaders. How do you empower when you don't have to empower with? Kingmakers are the ones that provide mentorship, they provide guidance, they provide, resources. They help aspiring leaders to develop skills, confidence, vision. How do you help your child to develop skills, confidence, and vision when you do not even have it? Most of us are visionless. We're running on a visionless system. Our parenting is visionless. You can't see anything. The mother of Moses saw a prophecy and decided, this is my child. Do you know, there was nowhere in the Bible where it was named that Moses was called. But a mother saw a vision. Why? Because she could see. She could see. What can you see? Hey, what can you see? What can you see? You can't see anything about your child. How do you raise someone? How do you help somebody who is drowning when you can't swim? Most of us are in the places where we are not empowered ourselves. How do you help a child get empowered? How do you help a child get empowered? You cannot help anybody get empowered except you are empowered. You can't. Moses empowered Joshua. Moses empowered Joshua by mentoring and guiding him to become a leader. He laid his hands on him, imparting authority, empowering him to lead. What do you have? Moses was able to do that because Moses was the leader. What do you have? You do not know. That is why you're leading your children into crisis. A leader who is ignorant will lead his followers into crisis. And that's what's happening with our parenting today. Our boys are in crisis because we're not empowered. How much empowerment do you have? And the next one is execution. A kingmaker executes their vision. It does not stop at being empowered with that vision. They execute their vision for leadership. They develop it strategically. They identify it. They groom it. They protect it. And they promote it. The truth is that the potentials are useless if that potential is actually not groomed. I heard my friend today launching her book and she said, it's okay to have a potential, but when you don't groom it without a product, it is not useful. Nobody celebrates potential. We only celebrate products, the result of that potential. We only celebrate what has been developed out of the potential. If I was sitting down in my house with all of these things that I have, and you do not know who I am, you can't have any product, no services, it is not, there's nothing in it. It's just the potential, mere potential. And mere potential doesn't change the tides. Oh, my child is good. My child is well behaved. And then what? And then what? My child is obedient. He's a very quiet child. I've heard Coach Ebuka say severally, quietness is not a fruit of the spirit. So it's a quiet child, and then what? How do you execute it? I have a vision. Yes, I've seen many parents who tell me, I don't really need this academic thing. I really have a good vision. I really know what my children should be and all of that. Okay. And then what has happened? Potential. That's how most of us came out tops of the class, and we can't produce nothing. And to what end? To what end? To what end? Can't produce anything. We're all first class graduates. 2-1. Look at all of us who are tops in the class. Go and check it. Go and check it. And execute. Why? There was no system. As an executor, you oversee the process of leadership succession. You ensure continuity, effectivity. It is your job. In the governance and organization of leadership, it is your job. In your family, are you looking at succession? Are you looking at the things are you looking at legacy? When people tell me, oh, my child is my legacy, your child is not your legacy. You are your own legacy. Legacy is not in what you give, it's in who you become. That's what legacy is. Who are you becoming every day? Who are you becoming? It's okay for us to say, oh, I'm just comfortable and all of that. That is you just being complacent. That is you just being mediocre and not wanting to do the job. A kingmaker plays a role in being able to actually execute. You will execute and it will be seen. Remember that verse that says that your light will shine and Gentiles will come to your light. Ordinary everybody, every other person will just come to the light that they see. But kings shall come only when you have executed that light and it has been endorsed. That's the only time kings can come. That's the only time. And the last one is endorsement. A kingmaker plays a role in being able to endorse. You endorse, you support. Can you endorse the candidacy of your child? Can you endorse your own candidacy in a system? It's a question for you to answer. It's a question. You are the one that is advocating for the right candidate. Can you endorse yourself? Can you endorse your child? Can you endorse your child? Endorsement. There is no endorsement without execution of excellence. It's until you get to that point, that's when you can say, yeah, this is what this person has done. And yes, I am here to actually be able to say, yes, I am endorsing this, I am doing this, and here it is. Can you endorse the candidacy of your child? Can you? What are the characteristics of a king that you need to develop in your son? Number one, prowess. Prowess, kings actually, have both physical and mental strength. Both physical and mental strength. How much strength does your son have? Teach him the importance of strength, the importance of resilience, agility in facing life challenges. Small thing happens. Oh, my child cannot go barefooted. My child cannot. I don't get it. How do you want to raise a king who cannot excel in strength? You need to give your child the sense of determination and perseverance to overcome obstacles. I'm a mother of a set of twins. The twins are 14. Our son has the strength of an eagle, both endorsed by God and physically developed. He can be resilient in anything. Your child is going somewhere, then they cannot go out. Hey, lion will carry them. There's no lion anywhere. It is only the lion of the tribe of Judah that I know. I don't know about the lion that you're seeing. I can't see anyone. How do you have a 14-year-old who cannot go from one point to another? And you say you're parenting a child, you're raising a child in today's world? No resilience, nothing. These children cannot do nothing for themselves. Your children have become a burden instead of becoming a blessing to you. The Bible says that your children will be a blessing to you, not a burden. You've made them a burden. You say my child is entitled. No, entitled children are not born. They are created by parents. You are the one that creates entitlement in children. You are the one that is putting all of that together. Are you raising an entitled child just because you don't even understand what it is to be able to raise a child? Let your child have strength. Let your child be able to do things. Sometimes our son is bringing water from downstairs. My house is two levels, and he's climbing all the way. It's part of building his resilience. It's part of building his agility. He needs it. For you to make a man, you must reduce comfort and increase responsibility. Because at the core of being a man is responsibility. Stop raising men who are just, who have no strength. In the old, kings go to war. When war comes to the place where it becomes tough, a king steps out. And your son step out when the war becomes tough. Is that the person you're raising? Is that the person you're raising? Number 2, principle. You need to instill strong principles in your son. Encourage him to see beyond his own interests. Encourage him to consider the needs and the perspective of people. Encourage him to explore the world himself. Expose him to the world. Your bedroom is too small to raise a king. Who are you? Your bedroom is too tiny to raise anyone who is going to make impact. You want to keep your child in the bedroom watching TV, playing game. Your child cannot, be out there socially awkward, cannot relate with anybody. I say it again, and I stand and I will defend it. Children who are bullied are usually children who are socially awkward, who cannot stand up for themselves, who have been raised, poorly on different levels. Because you're raising a child that you want to rescue at all time. You are continually going to go to school, jumping. Oh, my child is going to fail exam if I don't take the project. Why? Is the failure your own? You don't want your children to fail. You don't want to carry their shame. In the inner circle, we say we don't walk the hall of shame with any child. If you bring in shame, you walk the hall of shame yourself. And it's okay for a child to fail. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. If your child fails, they learn. Part of learning resilience is failure. Failure. Raise your children to understand that failure is a thing and it's okay to fail. What is not okay is not knowing what to do with failure. That's what is not okay. Stop raising jellyfishes just because you want. God does not even use people who are not principled and have prowess. Look at Moses. Moses was a prince. When he came out, he just before somebody would just say anything, he just beat the person. The person died. I'm sure God looked at him and said, "What is that? Who is this one? Oh yeah, come for training. 40 years in the wilderness. Why did he send me to the wilderness? Wilderness, where he will learn his strength to be resilient, learn principles, learn to put others first. That's why he went to the wilderness. Take your son to the wilderness. Coach Ebuka is doing camp. Let me hear that nobody, you have a boy that's not going to camp. Then you come back and say, Coach Wendy, oh, my son now did. What's that? Your son needs wilderness experience. You send your son to camp every day, you are calling. Is he okay? Is it like, hey, he have died? He's okay. We cannot raise children that will actually be able to go through without going through the wilderness experience. Your child cannot be used. There is no king. There is no king that does not understand the system of being able to go through the wilderness experience. None. Go and read through the kingship system. The ones who don't have that experience automatically create it for their children. Create a wilderness experience for your child. Create it. Your child needs it. The problem is that we are focused on wooden things. Our focus is, I want my child to obey me. I want my child, when I say yes, you answer immediately. When I say, the Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go, not the way you should go. And when he grows up, he won't depart from it. It's not your way. It's the way he should go. Do you even know the way your child should go? Or you're just interested in feeding your ego? And just, looking at yourself and just saying, hey, my children, if they don't obey me, your children say no to you everywhere, let loose. And you're flogging children left and right. If you are a flogger, you're a cane wielder, you are not parenting. Hey, you are just lashing out your emotions on your child. There's no parenting happening. Put me anywhere. You're not parenting. And most of your children do not even have this wilderness experience we're talking about. You're just lashing, you're just reacting because you can't respond. You don't have what it takes to be able to respond. Number 3, perspective. Let there be a broad perspective for your son. Encourage him to see beyond his interests. Encourage him to actually see the word. Expose him to the word himself. I talked about principles. I talked about perspective. And then the next one is purpose. Let your children discover, your son especially, discover the purpose of his life. And pursue it with passion and determination. Stop raising men who do not have a purpose. Men are leaders of their home. See, forget about it. It doesn't matter what it is that we argue. Men are leaders of their home. Any man who cannot lead his home will lead that home into crisis. And that's why a lot of homes today are in crisis. Men are leaders of their homes. Let your son, I'm currently writing the book, Raising a Boy You Do Not Need to Bail Out. And part of what I'm saying is that leadership is something you teach your children from day one. Our son understands it. He's edged in leadership. You can't see our children get into a space and they're not leading. And leadership is not in the title. It's not in the title. The other day, our son was on holiday and then he came to work and then the staff was trying to do projector and all of that. He came in, took it over from them, set it up, and everywhere, boom, that's it. That's leadership. And if you talk about the title, oh yes, he has a title. He has a title. But it's beyond that. It's beyond that. Your children being able to lead is a skill you build. And it's in the place of, it's in the place of leadership. It's in the place of leadership. Teach your children to lead. It's in the small things. Get them to do things that they need to do things around them. Encourage them to set meaningful goals. Cultivate their talent, their interest. Let them begin to make impact in the world. Impact is not what you do when you're old. Impact is what you do daily, even as a child. I told that to our children. Our son went to school. And then, by the time he was, coming this time, he said there was a boy who was in JSS2. He was at the back, not doing so well academically. Mommy, he started to follow me. Daddy, that's how he followed me and followed me until the end of the term. This boy became the top of the class because he kept asking me, how do you do it? How you step up in the class? How are you number one in the class? How do you do it? How do you read? You are prefect, you are this, you're that. What do you do? And he kept telling him, this is what you need to do. This one from the back. This guy cleared this. I asked him, where is he now? He said he's the best in their stream in the whole of the system. Impact. That's impact. Teach your children to be impactful. Let them add to the world, not take away. Impact starts in the small things. Your son is 2, 3. They cannot do anything. They can't do any chore. They cannot pick the things that they left in the house. You're still, you have maids picking up things everywhere. People tell me, all these things you're saying, it's not really, my circumstances are different. I agree. But your circumstances does not align to the principles of raising a child to fail. You're irrespective of the dynamics, irrespective of the circumstances. I agree that circumstances are different. I hear you. I told my friend one of those days, she's raising 2 boys. She had lost her husband 10 years ago. I said, no matter your circumstances, if you do not intentionally create a system where your boys will answer to a father figure, you will fail them. Did she kill her husband? No. But irrespective of her circumstance, the principle holds true. God is not committed to your comfort. God is committed to the agenda of the gospel. That's what God is committed to. But for us to raise men, we need to understand that there has to be purpose. Another way to actually raise purposeful, men is to create serviceable system in your home. Your children serve. Stop this nonsense of raising entitled children because you think you have money or you think you can afford some things. Serve. In my home, I tell my son says he's the chief steward. Why? He has also seen a man who is a servant. My husband is a servant leader. Serves from top to bottom. Our son is we're constantly telling him, no, you will serve. No, you will do this. No, you will be the one going. Oh no, he will be. When he comes to the office, my staff will, want to actually do stuff. He's like, no, don't worry. What do you want to buy food? Do you want to do anything? I'm going to do it for you. Let your children serve. Let them serve. Our children have been cooking since they were 6. Our daughter is currently 14. She can man the house without no stress. No stress. And we didn't achieve it by beating them. You don't beat skills into a child. You build skills into a child. You build skills. When you get to our house, our children are at your beck and call. It's training. I was privileged to be in a session where I was in a church, the last church that I went to, a master place, and I saw the children of the pastor. Before I could say Jack, these boys were at my beck and call, 17-year-olds, a set of twins. Teach your children to serve people, how to find purpose. Teach them that true fulfillment comes from living a life of purpose and service to others. It starts with serving others. And I dare say, no one can ever find purpose without understanding how to serve. Teach your children to intentionally serve. And in service, get them to be grateful. We buy things from a shop. We tell our children, go back and tell the people you bought things from, thank you. I appreciate your time. The children to be serviceable. Nobody finds vision. Nobody finds purpose without serving others. Potential, which is the last. Any potential you have that is not converted to an achievement doesn't get a reward. It cannot be rewarded. It cannot be rewarded if you do not establish it. So potentials are not rewarded. Oh, my child is this. Oh, my child is obedient. Oh, my child is the obedience is not the goal in parenting. Raising children who will make impact is. So your child can be obedient and still not be useful to the world. So obedience is not the goal. I want an obedient child. If I do a sample now, most of you are going to tell me, oh, I want an obedient child. I want an obedient child. I want a child who will answer me at my beck and call. You have failed. If that is what your aim is, your aim is to raise a world changer, an impact person, a kingmaker, a king, or someone who will sit on the table with kings. And as we conclude, please note, kingmakers are not giving to one every opportunity. Opportunity that I have opportunity is coming. Hey, Maria, no, kingmakers are focused. Focused on their focus. It's not an opportunity. And you heard me say before, the families are not created for fun. Families are created for fulfillment of prophecies. And if you understand it, you understand the prophecy your child is called for. Options become very unattractive to you. I tell the parents in the inner circle that I'm not against children doing very marvelous things, doing, the option, this one. I'm not against it. Maybe your own prophecy is different. But I understand the prophecy my family have been called for, and we're on it. It's not everything that goes everywhere, every opportunity that we grab. No. When people tell me, oh no, I needed to leave so that, we would jabber and give our children a better life. May we not jabber into a place that our children are not called for. May we be that sensitive. May we be that sensitive. Opportunities, be careful. Kingmakers are not giving to every option. Option. Be careful. Options. I have the option to do this. I have this option. In the inner circle, we say we are giving to instructions, not options. There is nobody who was made outside the altar of instruction. Your blessings are rooted in instructions. So you must raise your sons to understand the place of instructions. Do you know that most of us struggle with God? Most of us struggle with God because we don't understand the place of instructions. We think everything is about options. Let me just have different options. I just take option A, option A, option B, option A, option Z. Instructions over options. If you work with God, the Holy Spirit doesn't give you options. See, I need you to go through here or go through there. The Bible said, I know Abraham, for he will instruct his children. He did not say he will give his children options on what it is that they need to do. No, he said he will instruct. There's an instructional order given to fathers to their children. You missed it, you kill your child. Be careful about options over instructions. Be careful. Be careful. And anywhere you see anybody who is made, they are made on the altar of instructions. Is it that the instructions of the devil or the instructions of God? That's it. Everybody, we are all products of instructions. Who are you taking instructions from? Where are you getting your instructions from? Many times in the inner circle, I tell the parents in the academy, I said, this is the mountain of instructions. You are either in or out. Because I understand that if you're going to actually walk through and achieve result, there are principles that must be followed. And principles follow the order of instructions. Why are we so angry about taking instructions? Because the people who raised us didn't really teach us the benefit and why instructions are there. Number 3, be careful about obliterations. Stay vigilant. Potential threats that could pose, risk failure. You need to be proactive. Again, looking at monitoring your child's activities, providing guidance. You need to be watchful. You need to be watchful. And then number 4, what I call others. Be cautious of others. Others are doing it. Everybody is doing it. Oh, everybody's child has a phone at 13. So therefore, my child will have a phone at 13. When the twins were going to secondary school, everybody said, you're very smart. My children have always been top 3 of the class. Always. From primary school to now. Always. But I understand that when you pursue progress over process, you crumble. I get it. So our children are committed to processes, not progress only. So when they were going to go to secondary school, people say, they can go from 4. They can go from 5. Hey, they are very smart. Everybody's going to leave. From primary 1, we started to tell our children, nobody skips a process in our home. Nobody. By the time our children were getting to grade 5, they started becoming advocates of people who will complete the project. An intentional parent follows a goal. An unintentional parent follows a crowd. We don't follow others. We follow a goal. We don't have those options. There is a goal. There's an instruction over our family that we're working with. It doesn't matter what it is that is happening in the world. No. I told you that challenges of the world are real, but how you respond to them is the differentiating factor. And by the time we did it at the 20th grade 6, it's interesting. My children were able to influence the whole class to do grade 6 with them. That's influence. That's impact. By the time they got to secondary school, they got in there like the emperor, the conqueror, the lion in the air. Stability. So much stability in every area of their lives. We're not panicked. We're not perturbed. We prepared them. Boarding school is not a training ground. It's a launching ground. You put your children in the process of training them in boarding school, you will fail. Others, be careful. Be careful. Be careful about what others are doing. Be careful with all everybody is having a phone. My son will feel somehow. My children, our children, my husband is here listening to me. Our both children know that nobody accesses any phone, smartphone until they turn 18. Your personal phone comes at 18. It doesn't matter what the world is saying about phones. It's okay. It is fine. You want to insist that your child will use phone at 10. It's fine. But because we understand the principles are about instructions, it is simple. The children will be handed over a phone at 18. How will the children navigate tech? You want to teach a tech native how to live in a tech world. How does that make sense? And unfortunately, you're not even teaching your children tech. You're teaching them to be social media savvy. You're teaching them to be consumers, not producers. So today our children they don't even understand how the social media world works and all of that, but they are very extremely tech savvy. Anything tech is their thing. Is my father in the Lord, Bishop David Oyedebo, that will say, others may, but we can't, we won't. It's okay for everybody to do. It's okay for everybody to do it. We're not carried away by others. And as I close, I implore you today that for you to be able to achieve all of this as a kingmaker, as somebody who will raise kings, you need to have some characteristics. And where does it start? Your growth system. Your kingmakership starts with your growth. Your kingmakership starts with your growth. Are you ready to grow? Are you ready to grow? If you're ready to grow, you should be grateful that you came across this platform today. Ensure that your son is registered to attend the International Boys Conference happening on Saturday. Get yourself in a structured academy and come and learn parenting. Parenting is learned. Parenting is not achieved. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that I did not ruffle your feathers so much, but if it's about ruffling your feathers, we're used to it. You will be all right. I know you will. Thank you so much, Coach Ebuka and Ruth. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Of course, you know that. Thank you for all that you do. I hope Coach Ebuka and Coach Ruth are here.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yes, we are here, Mama. Thank you so much.
Let's go. Oh my God.
Wow.
Ah.
Wow. Can you talk?
I don't know.
Hey,
Sometimes Coach is talking. I don't know whether I should write. Sometimes
Hey.
I'm trying to catch up with writing or just stay put and listen because it's coming like Jesus. Parents, I don't know, maybe people should talk. Everywhere is quiet.
Hey. Parents, everywhere is quiet to say something. Wow.
We're not all right.
We're not all right.
We're not all right.
Thank you so much, the parenting bishop herself.
Oh my goodness.
If you listen to this session, I'm sure you weren't on your seat. I'm sure you understand why we were calling her the full stop in parenting, the parenting bishop, Mama Cathedra, everything, the reformed mother reforming other mothers and fathers. In fact, it was something else. It was something else.
Somebody say you have to watch replay to that catch up
To
with
be able to write.
But just listen, because oh my God, I don't even know where to come from. You know what really hits me? I've been reading that scripture talking about Gentiles coming to your light, but King will come to the brightness. So most time we raise children who just stop at Gentiles coming to light. No, we're raising kingmakers and those who sit at the table with kings. So don't just stop at Gentiles coming to your light, but the kings need the brightness of that light to come. And that was what was just hitting me so much. Don't just stop at, okay, I have a light that they are coming. How bright? The king, there's something that goes beyond us, not just having the light, but making that light shine so bright.
The skill of extra.
The skill of extra.
Skill of you must do extra.
You must do extra for kings to come. So, Mama, you just hit me like, Ebuka, enough of Gentiles coming, it's okay. But the goal, it just brought me back to what you told me. Don't stop until kings come. Don't stop until that was the words he told me. And that just resonated again. Ebuka, enough of Gentiles coming. It's good for Gentiles to come. We need a brightness that will bring kings. So you can have a light and yet kings are not coming. Because it has not shined so bright. And that just brought me again to, don't always talk about the 5 foolish virgin and the 5 wise virgin. So they had lamp now, everybody had light. But what took them to the room was the extra. And that just makes sense. Gentile will come to your light and kings to the brightness. So there need to be an extra for kings to come. There need to be an extra for the virgin to enter. It's not enough to be a virgin, but there needs to be an extra oil. So we need to raise. So in this kind of world where we are, your son doesn't have extra. The people that are taking over, they have a lot of extra. Yes, they have skill. They have excellence. They have what? If they stand and speak, then we now want to raise people who will take over. That means we need extra.
Extra.
It's a lot, man. God.
We parents, we always celebrate potentials in our children.
Potentials.
That part just
oh my God,
captured me. I say, what? Oh, my child. Oh, there's greatness in my child. Oh, this child. There's something about it. You are celebrating potential.
Where is the result of the potential?
There's no result. The gap between I've seen potential and the product
is so wide.
It's so empty. We're not doing anything at all. There's work.
There's work.
There's work. Enough of jumping on all the trends, parents. There is serious work. Because that skill of extra you were talking about, I feel like it's not even about raising children to have extra. A lot of parents do not even have extra. So your children can't even see it. They can't match your words to your life.
I'm telling you.
They can't match it. There's a gap.
If I need to start teaching boy extra, because the dark people have a lot of extra. I need to
and they're so excellent.
Extra.
See us talking about the gender confused people.
I'm telling you.
See the excellence with which they do what
work.
they do.
See the excellence. So how will a child who doesn't have extra match them, combat them, and win? We have work.
Yesterday we said parents are raising children of light. But you don't have the understanding that the light you are raising is to go to darkness. The light, the child of light that you're raising
is not to shine in your bedroom.
Go and shine in darkness.
Not to shine in your bedroom, is obedience. It's obedience.
He must go to darkness and shine. So if your child is put together to shine in your house, there is a problem.
An obedient child.
That child must face darkness. Until he faces darkness and does not bow, then we have not worked. We have not done the work. I just hope parents have heard, school owners have heard, teachers have heard, everybody that have the opportunity to sit with children, with boys. I hope you have heard.
Please, just in the inner circle, did you understand? Because it is a deep one for us. And I'm wondering with people that are not in this system of learning how you are coping. If you're not in the inner circle, there's a program coming up on dealing with childhood trauma. Coach Wendy, go to Wendy Ologe.
Run, no.
Search, there's no other Wendy Ologe. Just search the parenting coach in the world, #1. You will see her name there. Learn. There's a platform for learning. We have our academy where boys are learning. At the Boys Leadership Academy, we have boot camps that she has talked about. Your boys are not in this platform. We have mentorship program. I can see Coach Etima here. I can see Coach Marybeth. I can see Coach Chiedozie. These are people doing great work. Such a team of Marybeth, Chiedozie, Eze. They are doing great work. For next week is Coach Etima has a program for teenagers. The Teens Conference. Let's be part of this. You can see our August program, the virtual program in August. Parents are not part of this. Please, let's join and raise King Boys Leadership Academy. Check online and follow Who Know Road. Some people are here that are not following Coach Wendy. Transgenders will have 3.1 million followers, 1 million shares on a content that you will watch it and be wondering what people are sharing actually. You can't see value. And our boys are watching. They are seeing that boys who don't have value are having followers and shares, and the ones we claim that have values are not. So they are wondering because our words are not matching with what they're seeing. We must make the right thing go viral. All right, that flyer was displayed again. Please, let's be part of this. I don't know. I wanted to ask if there's any question, but we have gotten so much that we need to go back through this. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, do. If you are not following Coach Wendy, go and follow now. Save the Boys Leadership Academy. Follow now. There's just so much to talk about that we just have. Coach, you just have to give us a final word so that we can go back, and we are coming back again at 6 p.m. West African time for the boys. We had hundreds of boys join yesterday. It was mind-blowing. Today we're having Coach Ruth is speaking. The founder of World Day of the Boy Child and International Men's Day is speaking. We have Ocholi speaking. We have Mr. Benga speaking live. These are people who have a track record of excellence speaking to our boys. Every boy should be here at 6 p.m. West African time. And tomorrow is the grand finale. We have seen over 2,000 boys, if not close to 2,500 people in physical attendance at the Women Development Center, Abuja. It will be streamed live on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. We're also streaming on Instagram. Join from everywhere and let's change this narrative. We can't keep talking. We have to do the work. We have to. Coach, we can't even take question. We are heavily loaded. We are burned. Our feathers are burned. What will be the final words? What will be your final words to parents? I've never seen any question. Parents, I think we are so bored that we are never asking questions. Yeah, we don't even know what to. What will be your final words to parents out there? Feel overwhelmed or asking, what do I need to do now?
Thank you so much, Coach Ebuka and Coach Ruth. I didn't share that session for us to question. I shared it so that we can think. Really. So it was on purpose. We came to give you some fire, right? There's a time to teach. There's a time for revival. There is a time for revival, right? We're on a revival trail, and you must understand that that is what we need in the time, right? For us to actually move from what it is, where we are, to where it is that we're going to. And you're not going to leave here just attending this free and just going. You're going to go on your social media accounts, take a screenshot, write your best quotes from this session. Tag Save the Boys Initiative or Coach Ebuka, Coach Ruth. Ebuka Ede is the only one. Tag Wendy Ologe, I'm the only one. And you will be spreading this message. We need it spread, all right? And make sure that your children get into the King's Academy. The King's Academy is rightly displayed on my own system. My son is there. And I tell you something, my son is a king, anytime, any day, right? And this is one of the things that has really helped our parenting, where we are able to have, mentors go through and all of that. And beyond that, you need you. You are the most important factor in this process. Don't see this thing and say, they talked about Save the Boys, I've heard it, I'm not going to dump my children and just go away. It will fail, unfortunately. You need to commit yourself through the process as well. Do not forget, for you to actually become a king, for you to actually make a king, you need to build yourself. And I'm going to close with this analogy. Most times what I'm seeing are parents who are trying to rescue their children who are drowning, to also help them not to drown. You know, my children started to learn how to swim when they were 6. I don't know if I'm correct, Gov. When they were, I think, 5, 6, right? And yes, 6. We had just come back from a particular trip and they needed to learn how to swim. They started to swim. Every time we take them with the swim coach, I'm watching them, they're in the water. And every time I ask myself, if these children drown and this coach is not here, what are we going to do? I told my husband I used to be very hydrophobic. And my husband said, what do we do? I said, we need to learn how to swim. That's how we enrolled with this swim coach. And we learned how to swim in that year, 2016. I can never forget. And that was the confidence we have used for our children to actually be able, we're not very perfect swimmers, but I can save my child in water. So that was a very key aspect of our journey. And it taught me a lot. Most of us are trying to save our drowning children, but we can swim. If you cannot swim, you cannot help the person who is drowning. So what I see are parents who are drowning, trying to also grapple with children who are drowning. Please, do not be that parent. Do not live here today and not at least commit to something. Don't just say fire, wow. And just, go there. No, don't just do that. Fire is good to shout fire. Wow, it touched me, this one, oh, and all of that. But beyond that, I need you to show working. I need you to do something today. When you follow us, you're going to see the programs that we have. Enroll, get books. I've written over 18 books today, currently hard copies. Get them. Buy books for your children. Coach Ebuka and Coach Ruth have books in abundance. I'm still dragging them. I'm still saying to them, it's not enough. You are still not writing enough. We need to populate the world with the things that are necessary. And you need to commit to buying the truth, because the truth is expensive, it's not cheap. Buy the truth today and sell it not. Remember, oil is not transferable. When those parable, in the parable of that 10 virgins, you see that they couldn't transfer oil to the next person because oil is not transferable. You need to get it for yourself. Your neighbor cannot give you the oil you need. Your friend cannot give you the oil. Even your father cannot transfer the oil to you. You need that oil yourself. Thank you again for joining me today. It's been so awesome being here with you. Thank you, Coach Ebuka and Coach Ruth. And shout out to all the team members of Save the Boys Initiative. Don't forget today, follow these handles. Shout out to the rooftop today. And see you guys on Saturday, where we'll be celebrating the boys. If you're in Abuja, do not miss to be there. Come so that we can share some hugs. Have an amazing day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mama.
Thank you so much, Mama. Thank you.
Thank you. We are grateful. Thank you, everyone, for joining. We are grateful. We are back again in
at
3.5 hours with every boy around the world. I have 1,000 boys in this platform, and tomorrow we go show the world that people are doing impact in the right way. Thank you so much. We are honored. We don't say. And our Coach Governor, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach Governor. I honor you, sir. I celebrate you, sir. Thank you. The Marriage Seal Academy. Every parent, every married couple should be in that academy, the Marriage Seal Academy. And follow at the intentional parents. Follow Coach Wendy, Ologe, Etima Ombechi, Edozie, Eze, Marybeth. Everyone doing work with the family, parents, boys, girls. Let's change the world. Follow us at Boys Leadership Academy. See our handle scrolling. Go and follow now. Follow the right thing, and let's make the world a better place.
Thank you so much, everyone. So we'll meet again at 6 p.m. Remember, we are celebrating the boys.
Yes.
Once again,
if you have not bought something for your boys to celebrate the day, like me, they've not bought for me. Go and do something for that boy.
They've bought for you. You have not received.
Okay, it's coming.
All right. Thank you, everyone. So once again, happy International Day of the Boy Child. Please give our loves to the boys. See you at 6 p.m.
Bye
God
for now.
bless you.